Hi everyone, Tardis Guy 123 here, and today I'm going to be reviewing the 5th Doctor box set, Mara Tales. Now this features two stories, of course, Kinder and Snakedance. Those are two Mara stories, and there is a third, that's from Big Finish, that is credited to Snake. So if you like these two stories, you may like that one. But anyway, onto this box set itself. Got BBC logo up here, Doctor Who logo there. You got Tegan possessed by the Mara. You got the Mara itself. I think that's the version from Snakedance, actually. You got Long and Peter Davison, of course, as the Doctor. And at the bottom there it says, the 5th Doctor and Tegan must battle the evil Mara in these two classic 1980s adventures. 2 discs, and that's 1 each, of course. So let's show you the spines there. Doctor Who, Kinder, and Snakedance. You got the BBC logos and the Entertain logos. So let's get these out. Kinder first, that's the first one to be transmitted. That was 82 from Davidson's first year. It's his 3rd story. You'll see in there you've got the disc and your booklet. Kind of done this in the wrong order, so it's the back first, but anyway, while it's open, let's get the booklet out. There's your inside, of course, front again. And, you know, I really do like this group when it comes to commentaries. I think they're very fun. Obviously, this time, Sarah Sutton has been replaced by Nerys Hughes. That's it, because Sarah Sutton's character Nyssa was kind of written out of this story. I'll explain that in a bit, and there's your chapter points. So basically, the story was originally written for 2 companions, but now it's going to be 3, so rather than finding something for her to do, they decided to just write her out. And there you have your special features and your stuff on the back. So, that's that. And Snakedance right here. So you've got a nice cover there. Oh, let's talk about the cover on this one. So, it's a nice cover. To be honest, I prefer the cover for Snakedance here. But, you know, nevertheless, both have very nice covers. So, as I was saying about Snakedance, here you have the back of the box. Back of the DVD case, got the special features again, and the Easter egg on this is actually quite difficult to find for some reason. And it's also quite a in-depth one. I think it's an interview between Robert Sherman and Christopher Bailey, who wrote both this story and Kinder. So it's an interesting find. Interesting look if you can find that. And obviously here you have your disc and your booklet again. Then inside your booklet you have your commentary team, similar to last time, and there you've got your chapter points. Now obviously both of these are 4-parters, because that makes up the majority of most Doctor series actually. Obviously, the 5th Doctor only had 3 stories that weren't in 4-part. Well, actually, 4 stories if you count the 5 Doctors, but that was also released in a 4-part format, I believe. But anyway, I'm rambling a bit now. Let's move on to these stories themselves. Kinder first. Kinder is very probably my favourite 5th Doctor story. I absolutely love Kinder, I honestly do. I think there's so much to love about it. It's a very unique tale. It's very different from a lot of other Doctor Who stories. And Snakedance follows that up and it isn't as experimental, but, you know, Kinder very much, you know, it's got a very nice jungle set. I know a lot of people don't like jungle set. I find there's something alien about it, which I quite like. And, you know, storyline, it's very unique, but then you have your standard stuff with the character of Hindle, and actors in both these stories are very good, and I can't remember the name of the character who plays Hindle, but he is wonderful, and he very much gets this childlike menace across. And yet there's very much this idea that he's just a child in a lot of ways, or he has the mind of a child, and he's insane. And he has some wonderful lines, such as "I have the power of life and death over all of you," and that's a very good cliffhanger to part 1, I believe. And all that stuff with him is brilliant. Then you have Matthew Waterhouse acting opposite him, and Richard Todd as Saunders, and they do a good job. They do a good job together. Obviously, Matthew Waterhouse isn't as good. I don't hate Matthew Waterhouse's performance or anything like that. I know there are some people who absolutely hate it. Although it is obviously not as high quality when compared to those two actors. When he's in the room with them and whatnot, you can just kind of tell that it feels like he's acting, and it feels like they're just living the role, if that makes sense. Anyway, enough about Matthew Waterhouse, don't want to diss him too much. But anyway, there's a lot of other stuff to like in this story. Nyssa, unfortunately, gets written out, but it's a necessity, I guess. And obviously you then have Tegan, who's also kind of written out. She's barely in this story, the second half of this story. During the first half, she does have some interesting stuff in those dreamscape sequences, which are very nice and, very abstract. I can't remember the word for it, but there is kind of like a word for that kind of theatre. Well, not theatre, but just drama and whatnot. So, anyway, there's that lovely stuff there. And overall, the story comes together in a good climax, I guess. The snake prop itself could have been better, but overall, I'm here for the story, and the story itself is wonderful. The script is very well done, very Buddhist overtones, and it's kind of like the idea that it's not evil, it's temptation, and that was all very nice. So 10 out of 10 Kinder for me. Really do like that story. And then you have Snakedance, which it's a bit more, plays it safe a bit more. It's a bit more standard Doctor Who stuff. It's got more in common with Planet of Spiders tone-wise, if I'm honest. Because whereas Kinder was much more experimental, this is kind of like going back to what Doctor Who knows in a lot of ways, and kind of like the Buddhist elements are very much portrayed as they were in Planet of Spiders, as I said before. But, there's still quite a lot to like in Snakedance. The snake has improved because obviously it's a year later, and the snake has improved. It's now CSO'd in and whatnot. Still looks rather naff, but nevertheless it's a great improvement. And then you have Nyssa, of course, gets to play a much stronger role in this story, and Sarah Sutton really does better than that. It's the closest you ever really get, maybe Arc of Infinity as well, but it's the closest you ever really get to having just her and the Doctor as Doctor and companion relationship, until you get to Big Finish, of course. This is just on-screen stuff. But anyway, that's all very nicely done, that's all very enjoyable to watch. And of course you have wonderful guest casts again. Of course, I can't remember the person who plays Lon. Martin Clunes, that's it. He is wonderful as the character of Lon. And, the person who plays is Muller, Colette O'Neill, I think. Yeah, she does a wonderful job as well. And they've got a very good kind of like dynamic going on between them, very good double act. But they also work very well separately too. And, however, I think the biggest flaw in Snakedance is that the world doesn't tell itself, whereas in Kinder it does. There's a lot of exposition and whatnot. And unfortunately, towards the end of the story, when you have that big climax in the cave, I think it's a celebration. There should be kind of like, it's a planet-wide celebration thing. In fact, I think there's 3 planets in the Federation, so surely everyone should be celebrating it in some big way. But it's just kind of like just a group of people gathered in a cave. It's made to feel like it's big, but you just sit there laughing because it honestly isn't. It just doesn't work out too well, I feel, that bit. And of course then you have Lon's less than respectable costume there, which is rather unfortunate for him. But anyway, it's not a bad story by any means, Snakedance. I actually quite enjoy it. I think there's a lot to love about it. And so that's why I'm giving Snakedance an 8 out of 10. So another good rating. It's a strong box set. I definitely recommend you pick this one up. if you like the Fifth Doctor style and whatnot, then definitely pick this up. And who knows, you may fall in love with the Fifth Doctor by watching this, or at least the Fifth Doctor's era. So, anyway, I think that's all I've really got to say about Mara Tales box set. So, thank you for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, everyone.